Today on the channel, we try to capture up a little of that old ruthless aggression with WWE Mattel Elite, The Miz.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite Ruthless Aggression unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got the Walmart exclusive. We've got the Miz, but for all your non-Walmart exclusive needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. But first, we got to announce the elephant in the room here. Kyle, how did you get this? Did you get this at Walmart? No, I did not. This is not from Walmart. This set has not hit Walmart's yet, and it's part of that weird, wonky distribution that we got going on with Walmart right now. We have talked it to death, the reasons why these things are being delayed and found on Walmart store like this one. We've talked about that to death on the channel. Check out other videos where I do break down the reasons for and the reasons why of that. However, these have also been at the Mattel store. A lot of people are clearing out the Mattel store over there in California. They have been selling these Ruthless Aggression figures over there. They've also been told by Mattel, the Mattel team has said these will be on the pallets and displays this summer at Walmart. So patience is a virtue, as they do say. Don't be spending $100 for this Miz figure. It is not worth it. It will be out there. Nothing against the Miz, of course. And we'll get into that here in this video. But definitely be patient. Don't pay an astronomical fee because you're going to be very disappointed when you do find this, on eBay for $30 shipped, or you find it at your local Walmart in the future. So the more you know, the more you know. But let's take a look at the packaging on this one a little bit. Let's break this one down here. And we do got the Miz back in his old chick magnet days, kind of a Miz and Morrison time frame. Early Miz at the end of the day. And the Miz, man, say what you want. There's a lot of people that hate him, a lot of people that, I don't know if there's a lot of people that love him, but a lot of people have come around to the Miz after many years, as he had the old X-Pac go-away heat for so long, but really won the fan base over, and no denying a hard worker, been around forever, and honestly is a future Hall of Famer, of course, in the WWE. There's no doubt about that in my mind. You guys tell me if I'm wrong there. But this is kind of first incarnation of Miz, and I've told the story on the channel before, and I guess I'll pass by it one more time. But the Miz back in the day, I was in college, and the Miz was doing, this is before he was wrestling, he was doing like real world road rules challenges, things like that. It was still part of that MTV scene back in the day, and they would do college tours and things like that. And of course, they came to my college one weekend, and for the longest time, I would always be mistaken for the Miz back in my college years. Guess what? I didn't have long hair till COVID started. I was always short hair, always very short hair is how I kept my hair. Didn't always have a beard, didn't always have a mustache, didn't always have a goatee either. I was clean shaven back in the college days. So I definitely looked a little bit different, and a lot of people would always come up to me, just like now I get, hey, does anybody ever tell you you look like The Big Show? Anybody ever tell you you look like AJ Styles? Anybody ever tell you you look like Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Anybody ever tell you you look like the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz? And so forth, so forth. Well, back in my college days, you look just like that guy from the real world. I used to get that all the time in college, and occasionally I'd get Lance Bass, too. You look like Lance Bass. I said, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. But anyways, the Miz. But anyways, long story short, the Miz came to my school with a bunch of road rules people, thing like that. So it was all over campus. Everybody's like, hey, the challenge people are here. Well, Kyle going to class, going to all this stuff. I didn't go to their little shindig thing. But everybody thought I was actually the Miz. And that weekend, I had a lot of chicks, as usual, of course. Of course, back in college. Chicks all over you, of course, to the amusement of my girlfriend at the time. But coming up to me, hey, can I get a picture with you? Can I get a picture with the Miz? And I just played along. I thought it was just hilarious. I never told them any different. And I got a lot of drinks bought for me that weekend. Got a lot of pictures with people that weekend. Had a lot of excitement that weekend. So one I'll never forget, that's for sure. But definitely the Miz looking good here, and definitely this look reminds me of the past. There you go. On the side, there's the Miz looking good. On the other side, Elite Squad, Certified Authentic, True Effects, Mattel Elite, playing all the hits on the side of the package here. And then on the back of the glamour shot, tail of the tape, you got the tail of the tape, you got the blurb, you got the big cross sell down low. Of course, we're unboxing every single one of these on the channel, so make sure you do subscribe to this very YouTube channel. You don't want to miss a video, as we always do say. But definitely an interesting one. Let's read the back here. I do love the packaging on these. I am sad this line is coming to an end because I really do enjoy this line a whole lot here. But anyways, we got the Miz from Cleveland, Ohio. 6'2", 221 pounds. Finisher, the old reality check. And it does say career highlights, WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion. This is the true story of a self-proclaimed chick magnet who made his in-ring debut during the Ruthless Aggression era. And I love that copyright. Shout out to old Robert there, getting it done. It's exactly how I would have done that as well. Looking good on the packaging. See you later. Goodbye. And now we're going to dive into The Miz. So The Miz coming here with a little accessory action. Got the old plastic prison. Looking good. Looking only like The Miz would look in the Ruthless Aggression line, of course. Got a black chair. Going to pop that out. Extra hands. Uh-oh, we're locked in on The Miz. I just saw that right now. Let's get him out. Got the twist ties around the hands. They don't want him going anywhere. They don't want him getting handsy with anybody. As I cut off my finger, there we go. Pop him out. Pop him out. Maybe. Come on, Miz. Oh, lost the hat. Lost the hat, but there it is. See you later. Goodbye. Twist ties flying everywhere. That's the way it goes. All right, let's dive into this one here. Very interesting stuff. Okay, we'll dive in, but let's look at the accessories first, as we usually do here. We do get the black folding chair, just a plain Jane black folding chair. We've seen chairs before. Interesting, we get this one with The Miz. Maybe this is the chair he took to, change out in the public bathrooms. He got kicked out by JBL and them way back in the day. We all remember that story. He's told it numerous times. We get the black one there. He does have the Bret Hart hands. He's going to give you one of those right out of the package there. But we also do get two gripping hands, and they're both gloved gripping hands here for The Miz, so that does look pretty good. Now we're going to dive into The Miz himself. The first thing I noticed, he comes with this hat. Now, I believe this is reused from a different Miz from way back in the day in the Mattel line. But he's got a little plastic protector on the inside, so that's interesting. See you later. Goodbye off to the side. We do get the nice black hat. Is it a fedora? Do we call this a fedora? Close enough. Close enough to be dangerous. But he does got a bandana wrapped up inside there, sculpted in. So definitely on point with the old school Miz look back there in the day. Now we get down to The Miz here. It just feels very strange, but feels definitely that early 2000s, mid 2000s, 2004, 5, whatever the time frame was at this time. Maybe it was even 2007. I can't even remember. What is time, as we always do say. But he definitely looks a little bit strange, and boy, is the hair definitely dated. He's got the full hawk going on with the blonde in the top there, looking very interesting. It definitely looks like The Miz, definitely looks like a younger version of The Miz, but it looks like there's something just askew. There's something just not connecting the dots. I don't know if it's too big of a forehead or what it is. He does have a very concerned look on his face here too, so it's definitely during his challenge time with Bradshaw and the rest of the ones hazing him a little bit, I'm guessing. But definitely an interesting head sculpt on this one. I'm going to be interested, does it pop off? Does pop off very easy, so if you need to pop the head off for whatever reason, put a different Miz head on, you definitely could do that. Definitely an interesting looking head. I'm not totally sold on it, but I do like that they gave the yellow streak over the top, and then of course the hat goes on. You can cover it, you can choose your own adventure. You want the hat on, hat off, do whatever you want there with Miz's hat. But an interesting head sculpt for The Miz. I'm not 100% sold on this one, I will say that, but I am appreciative we got this era of Miz back in an elite line after all this time. Articulation, of course, arms going to go all the way around. You get a bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows. We do got elbow pads, black ones on him here. Painted on black wrist tape, then the hands back forth side to side, of course. Traditional ab crunch we always get with Mattel. Those big old Miz splits if he needs to do them. You do get a thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees. Nope, there's pins in there. Thought for a second we were pinless, but no. Pins in the knees. You do get a boot cut, and then you get the ankles back forth, side to side. Always the weak point of Mattel articulation. He does got a belt, a nice rubberized belt here with the suspenders. I don't think you can really get those suspenders up and over. I mean, they're not really made for that. It's just definitely kind of more of the look as an accessory. Definitely feel like he's ready to go to like a Papa Roach concert or something like that. Who knows? But definitely an interesting one on The Miz here. Definitely crazy pants going on. I guess it's almost like surfer shorts in a lot of ways. You got a skull on there. You got a handprint, almost graffiti-like. Very interesting. And like I talked about, the belt is in white. Nice rubber belt here. And then you got the suspenders in red with silver accents throughout on it. Definitely looking good right there. Definitely does remind you of The Miz, though, especially this time frame. And maybe a time frame Miz would like to forget. Definitely a different than his gimmicks he's had the last decade or so, or whatever you want to call it. And like I said earlier, The Miz has been around absolutely forever. Been out very little for injury, and it's just one of those things. And I remember him and Daniel Bryan getting that big feud and the talking smack or whatever. There was a lot to be said about that kind of thing, because really is two arcs of wrestling fandom kind of coming to a head here. And The Miz kind of taking that Ultimate Warrior approach in a lot of ways. You know, being around, not having to do a lot. Maybe he doesn't put on 5-star matches, but he shows up, he gets the job done, he's entertaining for what he is, and definitely earned his spot. Where you can say Daniel Bryan, mat technician, 5-star classics, all that kind of stuff. Just different yin and yangs of what it really means to be a wrestler in a lot of ways. And The Miz, all about talking, all about all kinds of stuff. But I think he's fine in the ring. I don't have any issues with him. But does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Because if he doesn't, I will have issues with him then. But he does fit, so I have no issues with him. That's good to see. But we got him right here, The Miz, looking good in the Ruthless Aggression line. An interesting one, but one I am definitely here for. And this almost feels like a Legends figure at this point as well, which is really crazy. But of course, let's do some comparisons. How about we compare it to this one first? We got a Ruthless Aggression era Miz figure right here. So you can kind of compare these a little bit. He's got the Cena-like shoes on him here, so articulation is always a little off. You have to have him lean because he'll eventually fall over on you. But a little back in the day, that's how long Miz has been around. Back in the old Jax days. You know, this is probably a 2008, 2009 figure, something like that, maybe even before then. The Miz, he's been around. He's been around. So we get some comparisons of that. Of course, we throw it way back to the early days of the Mattel Elite line for the Chick Magnet himself. You get that Miz. Now, very similar, a lot of reuse on some of this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I wish we would have got a shirt with this one. We got the Chick Magnet one on this old one. Would have been nice to get a regular shirt with this Miz, too, to kind of... He had wore shirts back then all the time. The hat is the exact same, just painted differently, of course. And the pants and the boots, all that kind of stuff, very similar, painted differently. Used to that, getting the most out of your molds. And then, of course, the most recent Miz figure we had was the Suited Basic. And that really kind of brings to life what Miz is today in a lot of ways. Always doing talking segments, Miz TV, doing appearances, things like that, hosting WrestleMania. He's kind of morphed into almost manager Gene Okerlund / wrestler, a utility player. He's like a young Ozzie Guillen back in the day, if you follow your baseball. One of those guys are Jose Oquendo. Was that his name in the Cardinals back in the day? Played every position? Could be something like that. Who knows? Who knows? But anyways, The Miz looking good here in the Ruthless Aggression line. I got no problems with this figure. Weakest point for me going to be the head sculpt on this one. But besides that, very passable Miz here. I'm here for this, and I love these deep cuts. There it goes. I said he'd fall over eventually. But I love these deep cuts like this one of Miz back in the day, because all these years later, not a lot of people think of this era of Miz. So I think it is cool that Mattel came out with this as part of the Ruthless Aggression line. But what say you guys out there? Did you pick this one up? Are you going to pick this one up? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And then some. We've got even more content for you over on the old Patreon, including early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, pizza reviews, you name it. Ton of stuff going on the Patreon every single day. And of course, it is your best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for The Miz and the Ruthless Aggression era, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.